So, in continuing on with CNN's Black in America 2, we are touching on the Management Leadership for Tomorrow program created by John Rice to basically enable young Black people to get into the professional realm as far as holding positions as CEOs and presidents. They highlighted a young lady named Mia Jackson who had an engineering degree, lived in Atlanta, making $77,000 a year, owning a house and a car and doing pretty well for herself, and basically just picking up everything she got to go into this management leadership training program in hopes of becoming one of the future Fortune 500 CEOs or vice presidents or whatever high ranking position. Now, I think it's a great program because I think some people, Black people really don't have the access, and I think that's what that program is basically, there for. It's just giving you access to know the ropes, understand the ropes, so that when you get close to that position, you can pretty much take it. Once you're in those doors. So it is, a really good program as far as equipping people, but I don't know if it's the smartest route, and I kind of felt like, was this John Rice character kind of bamboozling them? Because really, I mean, you're taking 18 months, that you could be already, starting and preparing for your master's, and you're in this program that's basically, just, uh, a class, It's just one big long class. I mean, it's kind of like, well, why don't you go ahead and get your master's and maybe, maybe understudy with someone who has a position in one of those companies, or an internship, externship, that type of thing. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. Like, why are you spending all this money, leaving everything you have for this training program that's not really guaranteeing you anything? I'm just a realist. I'm just being real. If I'm gonna go ahead and walk away from time, money or what have you, from doing one thing, I have to look at, what's it going to cost me? What's it going to cost me to walk away from this and go to this? Is the cost going to equal out? Am I going to gain, somewhat of a profit, if you will? And I mean gains as far as, real connections, solid job offers, things like that. So, great program. I'm just, a little sketchy. I would recommend people doing more research as to other options, what's out there. But nonetheless, it's out there. It's available for us. So nothing to not take advantage of. So we also go into the next thing. We have the Wedded Bliss program that Lisa Muhammad started to keep Black couples together. Now, so key, essential for the Black community, for Black marriages to stay strong. Why? Because basically, if Black marriages were a lot stronger, these little kids wouldn't be running around here with all this foolishness that they're carrying on with. I mean, let's be honest. When the numbers of Black marriages, couples sticking together in the household, being present, when that began to drop, I'm pretty much, sure that everything else that we saw, began to correlate with those numbers. Here you have, young pregnant women. Here you have the HIV rates going up. You have young men, really getting incarcerated at younger ages. You have, the dropout rates really, skyrocketing, and the list continues. It's really important for people to have a healthy home life. Because if your home is not stable, how your school gonna be stable? How your work gonna be stable? How everything you do outside of home is gonna be stable if you don't know what stability is? You get your first look at stability, your first look at motivation, your first look at love, your first look at just hard work, from the home. What your parents, set as standards, that sticks with you for life. And your parents are setting, bad standards. Well, guess what? That's going to really, really, affect you in a great way. Yeah, you can triumph over it. Yeah, you can conquer it. Yeah, you can do all those things. But imagine how less difficult the road would have been if you would have had mommy and daddy in the house loving each other, showing them that, it's great, to really have a companion that you trust, your best friend, that, basically keeping black love alive and rich and really just, in a great essence. But Lisa Muhammad is doing great work as far as that Wedded Bliss program. She started National Black Marriage Day, which is also a great thing, for couples who are married that go in a difficult time to remember, why it is they came together in this union. So, great things continually going on here in the Black community. Also, let's take a look at the what you call it, Dr. Newman with the breast cancer research. So I didn't know this. There's a different kind of breast cancer that is killing black women 2 times faster than white women, and it's called TNBC, triple negative breast cancer. She's doing research in Africa currently to find out the cure for that, because she's seeing that it relates to, she's seeing them common ground as far as our African ancestry, as far as the women here and the women in Africa, as far as the breast cancer and how it is similar and all that kind of stuff right there. Groundbreaking research, really will make a difference. I really encourage a lot of people out there to get your regular screenings, not just women as far as breast cancer, but men as well. Prostate cancer is real. You know what I mean? All these other diseases, high blood pressure, what you call it, diabetes, and all that good stuff. It is very much so real. I want to definitely to commend people like her, as well as people like Dr. Ian Smith, for going out there and starting up a 50 million pound challenge. Really encouraging black people to get healthy. Because we kind of stuck in our own ways. We rather have our chicken. You know what I mean? When you go down there to the family reunion, you want your chicken, you want your neck bones, you want your pork smothered everything. You know what I mean? You want your mashed potatoes with extra gravy with a little butter on top. Mix that in with a little, you know what I mean? A little this, a little that. Gotta have your swine, as an appetizer. So we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Me included. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely trying to put the cakes, pies, and treats, and cupcakes, and sweet potato pies, all that down. Definitely trying to put that down so I can do better. But nonetheless, people out there to definitely support the movement as far as black people getting more healthy. Next topic of discussion that I guess kind of want to touch on, really, Dr. Thomas, Project Brotherhood, out there in Chicago. They're doing great things as far as black men getting their health screenings. Real good thing right there. Jeffrey Canada, the president and CEO of Harlem's Children's Zone, doing really good as far as setting a standard. Once again, kind of like how Steve Perry was doing with the Capital Prep Magnet program. He's doing that with the Harlem Children's Zone as far as preparing students, preparing kids at a young age to succeed and kind of set the high bar. Setting the high bar as far as like, what, you have to do this, you have to go to college, you have to maintain this real interest in academia, and it's just expected of you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a command. It is written. It is an order that you must succeed. You must be the best. But once again, will that really show how they'll be able to compete with the rest of America? You know what I'm saying? Because all their lives, they're technically competing with, black America. But moving on from that, last topic I think is, really one of the biggest things a lot of people, in my opinion, will touch on the most, Mr. Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry has done great things as far as the black community, the black media, with his strides as far as Medea. Him basically becoming a self-made millionaire with his movies and such. Started from the ground up, his slum, his weird childhood and struggles and all that, overcoming that, overpowering that. But here we have a situation where some people feel that Tyler Perry is stepping backwards. Now Medea does kind of take a mammy approach, as far as blackface entertainment, the old days of Hollywood where, black people were limited as to what they could have. And some of his movies take that as well, but he did make the comment that, there's strong positive messages in his movies as well, which I agree on both sides. I guess my, straight from the heart opinion is that, well, technically Tyler Perry is doing something big. He's just kind of going about it as far as getting into the game the way that, Sorry Right Now is accessible. How else would he have been able to, become the first black person to own a really big movie lot? How else would he been able to, really break records as far as black movies opening at, record numbers, as far as the millions that it made? How else would he been able to do that if he, didn't get in, some way, shape, or form? He had to appeal to the masses. He had to appeal, to somewhat, of what I guess white Hollywood thinks that, is appropriate. He had to do it some way, somehow. So nonetheless, man did what he had to do. But I will say, Tyler Perry, you got to raise up the bar. The standard is really being expected of you. I'm going to need you to go out there and give me a little bit more drama. The Family That Prays was good. You casting back Kathy Bates and, an array of other actors and actresses, really great. But I want to see more, Tyler Perry. I want to see more. So nonetheless, Black in America 2, my review, my thoughts. Feel free to comment. Thank you for letting me just for hearing me out tonight. And I hope that everything I said, what I'm saying, is something that, will carry on in different conversations, different venues, different avenues, different races. It's not about just being black in America. It's just being about American, period. All these issues